this is as written AM Maliwa, teaching you business calculations. The chapter we'll be dealing with today is percentages. As we can see, the content will just be doing a simple introduction to percentages, followed by their simple applications in finance, and lastly we'll do the summary. Now, percentage can be explained by taking a simple number and dividing it by 100, or dividing it 100 times. This means, if we can show the calculation below, if we were to take, for instance, 8 out of 15, the steps that would follow are these. We'll always take the small number divided by the bigger number, and then we'll get whatever result. Most of the time we want the number in decimals. Now, after having done that, we then multiply the number by 100. Now, we try by all means to never use 100% when using the calculator, just 100. The percent is something that you write for yourself in your own paper. You need not actually show it in your calculator when you calculate it. Then after multiplying by 100, you will multiply to the decimal value, and then you will write the percentage. Now, this percentage is very important, because without the percentage, it means that you've only calculated some number, but it's not actually a percentage unless you show that, and you show this percentage sign. So without the percentage sign, you have actually not calculated the percentage. Now, we can convert percentage, we can convert a number to a percentage, but we can also convert percentage back. Now, what this means is, if we were to use the example which we have here, now what we want is to convert it from here back to this number. So we've got 53,3333% of 15. Now remember, in mathematics, of means multiply. So 53,3333% of 15 is the same as 53,333 divided by 100. Remember, in the beginning we said you multiply by 100, that will represent the percentage sign. In this case, the percentage sign is converted back to 100. So if you're converting from percentage back to a whole number, you have to divide by 100. You multiply when you are making a percent, and you divide when you are removing the percent. And then you multiply 53,333 divided by 100, then you multiply it by the total number. That is, since we had 8 out of 15, the total was 15, so you multiply by the total so that you get the portion that is covered by the 53,3%. And the portion is approximately 8. So you can convert, you can round it off completely to get 8, or you can leave it like this. The choice is up to you. So let's take two questions. Now, given a whole number 72, there are two questions we'd like to tackle. First of all, we'd like to tackle 50 out of 72. What is the percent of 50 out of 72? Secondly, we'd like to tackle the question of how do you convert a percentage back to 72? It's the same thing that we did, but we are using different numbers. Now, the first question: what is the percentage of 50 out of 72? Now, remember we said you always take the small number divided by the bigger number. That is, you take the portion divided by the whole, divided by the total, and then you get whatever decimal value we have here, and then you always write in decimals, and then you multiply that by 100. Remember, we don't multiply by 100%, we just simply multiply by 100, and then after you've multiplied the decimal or the quotient, depending on how you would like to term it, after you multiply by 100, you then get the percentage sign. Remember, if you multiply it by 100, there will be some change that will occur here. In this case, the first two decimal numbers move outside the decimal point. So there should be some change after multiplying by 100, and then you always show the percentage sign. If you do not show the percentage sign, that means you have not multiplied by 100. Second question. What is the number if the percentage is 20%? Now remember, 20% of 72 is the same as 20 divided by 100. Of is multiplied by 72. So for 20 divided by 100 times 72, which then, using a calculator, we have 14,4. If you round it off completely, it will give you 14, or you can leave it like this. The choice is up to you. So let us go to now the applications, which is the most important part of the course. Now in applications, we'd like to first explain what is a markup. Now there are many sources you could use, but one of the sources I found explain the markup as the amount added to the cost price of goods to cover overheads and profit. Now you remember, if you buy a desk for 1,000 rand and you're going to sell it, you cannot use the same 1,000 rand. Otherwise, you've made no profit. So you have to make your own additional costs to cover a lot of things that come to that result in you being able to buy that particular desk. So markup is that amount that you will be adding on top of the cost. Now, a markup margin, that is the amount that you will be adding, must therefore be added to the product to determine the selling price. That is, whatever amount you will add, the total amount of cost plus the markup will give you the amount you use to sell to your customers. And the formula we use is S is equal to C into 1 plus M, where your C is the cost price, S is the selling price that goes to the customer, and M is the markup percentage or margin. That is, will be M is a percentage, it's not the amount. The amount can be calculated by C times N. That is the amount you'll be adding, but the percentage itself will give it the symbol M. So let's take an example. XZ manufacturing company produced classroom desks used in schools. The cost price of a desk is 14,500 each, and the markup is 30%. Determine the selling price. A. Determine the selling price if the markup price, determine the markup price to be added. 2. Determine the selling price after addition of markup. Now the markup price to be added, as I said, it can be calculated by you need your M, which is the percentage, and your C, which is the cost of the good. And then the formula for calculating the markup price is C times N, which then is 4,500 times 0.3, which gives you the value of 1,350 rands. And therefore, this is the amount you will be adding to the selling price. And then the selling price now that will be going to the customer, please forgive this, it should be the amount you will be adding to the selling price, not their selling price. Now, to determine the selling price after addition of markup, we've got two options. You can use the first option, which is to calculate the markup amount first and then add it later, which will give you 5,850. Or you can use an alternative price, an alternative method, which is to use the formula. The formula, which is the one that we gave, whereby it is calculated directly, that is, you directly substitute to the formula, which will give you the same amount, 5,850. Now, any of these two methods apply, as long as they will give you the same amount and you know when to calculate. Now, the second example, which is one of the simple examples, is value-added tax. Now, the value-added tax is defined to be the amount added to the selling price. That is, you add price to the cost and you get the selling price, and then you add another amount to the selling price, which is the one that goes to the government. It doesn't go to the company, it goes to the government. Now, in our case, the VAT is 15%. It's no longer 14% for those that may not be updated. Now, let's let V, S, and R be the selling price. The selling price that includes the VAT, that is after VAT has been added. S will be the selling price before VAT is added, and R will be the percentage of the VAT. Sorry about that. And then we've got the formula. Now you notice that the formula is the same as the one above. The only difference is how we calculate them. So let's take for an example, what is the selling price of a desk excluding VAT? If 1,500, if the VAT, excluding VAT, if the selling price is 1,500, determine the selling price including VAT. Now, 1,500 means, when you say excluding, means VAT has not yet been added, and therefore the first thing we need, like I said, the first thing we need to note is in South Africa we use 15% as our VAT. Now, all the time when we talk about VAT, we always use 15%. No other price should be used. Then we go to the formula, we substitute. Remember, 15,000, we said S is the selling price before VAT is included. Therefore, it goes this side. And then you've got your 15%, which is the given rate. And then you've got your amount. Now, so 1,725 is the price that will be used, that will be visible, or that will be purchased when the customer is purchasing whatever goods or services. Now, let's calculate the selling price excluding VAT. A customer buying a product at 2,750, what is the seller's price? Now, to avoid use the formula, we always use this formula. You substitute, and then you'll notice that we do not minus, so we use this formula instead, and then we get this price. This is the price before VAT is included. Now, a common error, of course, is the one whereby people rather use this formula, which is wrong. This gives you two completely different answers. So we should try by all means to never go to this mistake. This is always the answer. As you can see, the answers are different. Now, because I'm running out of time, as you can see, we've got the markup, it's got the formulas. This is the formula for the markup, and then we've got the VAT, which is similar to that of a markup, but the differences here is the matches, they are the same, but their applications are different. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next lecture.